March, the Empire's on the run.
It's Kevin Booth.
Jones and the GCN.
Let's keep talking to old Kevy. No, Kev, I mean, the truth is they are fighting tooth and nail to try to keep the drug war in place, and we should explain. They consciously know they're shipping the drugs in. They consciously know it's to get everybody in the system. And that just lets you know what even bigger crooks these narcotics officers are. I mean, they really are disgusting.
Have you seen those blimp things that they fly over the Mexican border?
Yep, they've got those over major cities now, too.
Yeah. This guy, have you heard of this guy, Yoakum? He was a narcotics officer that was involved with those blimps. You heard of him?
Yeah, blimps. The whole war on drugs, for those that don't know, is about cutting out their competition at the border and sending troops in to kill growers of coca and other things in Colombia. And then domestically, it's about putting you in jail. It's a business. They're cold-blooded. They think it's real funny. I've even heard G. Gordon Liddy laughing on radio going, we're spraying your weed with poison. Go ahead and smoke it. You're going to get cancer. It's all real funny.
But but really, that's what anybody who thinks this is either a conspiracy theory or that thinks drugs are but drugs are bad, this is not funny to joke about. You just need to keep telling, you got to know, though, that the people that are doing this are getting rich off of it, and that's what's propelling it all. Well,
it's like from Chicago to Dallas, where the cops throw fake chalk in your car and just take it because they want it.
Absolutely.
I mean, I've read Seattle Post-Intelligencer articles where the majority of bars are now owned by cops. They go sell drugs to themselves in the bathroom, then they seize your bar, and then it's so corrupt the cops then hand the bars to their buddies.
But Alex, we got a brand new Humvee out of
it. Whatever, man. I just can't believe how corrupt this country is. It really is a dirtbag nation. I mean, I love the country itself and our history, but we really are just this delusional, evil. I mean, what coming up with this crap?
When did everybody get so greedy? What meeting did I miss when everybody got so greedy that they just didn't care anymore about the outcome of anything?
Well, that's the thing, and so now the cops go along with this, and the bankers are taking their pension funds right now. They're nationalizing pension funds in Argentina. They're getting ready to do it here. The pension funds are invested in the stock markets. They're going to call it, we're nationalizing them to keep them safe. We're raiding them to keep them safe. Yeah, the evil people always think they're in a bubble and that they're only screwing people and that they're not going to get screwed.
Well, let me ask you this. How do you think George Bush is going to spend the next 4 years of his life?
He never ran anything. That movie is all about how he's this idiot, savant, bumbling idiot. Oh, poor thing. They really thought WMDs were in Iraq. I think it's disgusting.
I haven't seen it yet.
I mean, he'll still do what he always does. Gay porn star visits every day, drugs, partying. He likes it. Here we go.
And you think any steam is going to come out of the Bigliosi deal?
Here we go. Let's go back live. Kevin, during the break, was bringing up something to me that I haven't really talked about yet. What do you think the pardons will be like this time? Clinton murderers, drug dealers, cocaine smugglers, white-collar criminals, Israeli spies. I wonder who George Bush is going to pardon this time, Kevin.
I don't know. John Walters?
What about, you were bringing up Bugliosi, calling for his indictment for murder. But if you believe the W film, Bush didn't know. He's a nice person.
Yeah, well, either way. You got to ask yourself, though, just the mentality behind this. We're talking about greed of how much, I wouldn't trade places with any of these people for $1 trillion. What did they get out of doing this? What are they getting out of it? I know you could say power and money, but it's like, what power? I mean, I don't get it.
Well, it's a competitiveness, and they're all pushing for global domination. And somehow they convinced the public that didn't exist and that government was loving and didn't have any avarice or any, bad aims. I mean, have you been watching the news where they're just announcing world government to be run by the private banks, and doesn't matter, they're the ones that engineered it, and it's all over the news. Even the New York Times reports they're just keeping the money for the shareholders and $500 million bonuses for CEOs.
But you have to ask, though, that what kind of a world are they going to have for themselves if they turn this entire planet into a giant toilet?
Well, they believe that actually secures their power. They want to hurt people. They want to make us all poor. Because that makes us easier to manage. They don't want upright, strong, good people with good morals. They want just a bunch of, globalist controllers with a bunch of evil, backstabbing scum down on the bottom all fighting with each other over diminishing resources.
Yeah, I can see that. But then how fun? But then how are they going to spend their lives? I mean, how are they?
They like hurting people. They like taking things away. They love brain damaging children with mercury and fluoride.
But then what world are their children going to live in?
Well, they're going to live in cloistered, defended, areas. I mean, I'm telling you what they say. I'm telling you it's evil, Kevin. You can't judge the world according to your own self who isn't evil.
Do you really think like George Bush is going to sit out the rest of his life and Crawford, or is that just a front?
No, he's got a pleasure palace in Dubai. He's going over there.
He's going to Dubai.
Yeah, so is Cheney, where they can, well, Cheney likes girls, he likes boys, but well, I'm serious. I mean, for Michael Jackson win, it's where you can do what you want.
Yeah. So what do you think about Palin? Do you think she's for real, or do you think they just picked her knowing that she was going to make everybody just so? I mean,
no, she's meant to make McCain lose. That's why they ran a guy who's a cancer patient.
Yeah.
No, I mean, Obama's the savior, pal. Look, I like Rivera, but I'm going to get him on Monday. What really happened? I heard him yesterday on Genesis, driving around the car on 90.1, and saying, "Oh, look at Wall Street; they're all behind McCain. Wall Street's given 3 times the money to Obama than McCain." And I'm not picking somebody here; they're both bad. But Obama is meant to win, Kevin.
Oh, I know.
But I mean, our own people are drinking the Kool-Aid on this Obama guy.
But I'm just saying though that, do you think they created Sarah Palin, or do you think they just picked her because knowing how it was really going to go over?
Well, that's how they pick you. Is you've already been compromised, you've already gone through the system, they already know your modus operandi, they already know your type, and then they select you. So the answer is both, Kevin, in my humble opinion.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, things like me, just like seeing her shooting animals out of planes is like my final, I guess that's offensive to me is. Oh,
what's wrong with shooting animals out of planes? Sounds fun.
That's what I'm saying, though. Do you think do you think like she's really like that, or do you think that's just part of this whole act that they've portrayed to make you hate this person?
No, there's nothing to do in Alaska but shoot caribou out of helicopters.
Right. So you really think that's really her?
Oh yeah, she's got the husband that's all into it.
Yeah. No, I know. I mean, I know what they say. I just wonder how.
No, Kevin. I actually. If I close the door on a gecko, well, you've lived in Texas, the geckos are running in and out of your house. I mean, constantly finding them, little cute little pink things. And I really like them. I watch them eat bugs up with the light at night. And, I'll close the door and cut one in half, and I pick up its little bloody body and dig a little hole and bury it, put a little cross there, I don't like, as I've gotten older and more maternal, I guess, I don't like things. But at the same time, people that say, don't hunt, it's evil, but then they go get a hamburger when the cow was tortured to death.
I know, but there's a difference.
But I mean, I understand you're saying the image of her
shooting a wolf for fun. I mean, that's different than slaughtering cows.
Oh, I didn't know she was shooting wolves.
Yeah, she's shooting wolves.
And you have wolves, so you don't like that.
You could just, I mean, that becomes like a personal issue for me. I just wanted to see what your opinion is, if that's like for real.
See, I haven't paid much attention. No, I didn't know she was running around shooting wolves.
Yeah. There's all kinds of petitions about that. Anyway, I was looking for that hanging Sarah Palin doll. It's in somewhere down in my neighborhood over here. I was driving around yesterday.
They made him take it down and threatened to arrest him.
Ah, gosh. That's funny.
Right. Yeah. Hey, North Hollywood to install talking cameras.
I saw that.
Yeah, and it's going to shout orders just like 1984 at you. These are going in everywhere.
Maybe we should go film the cameras.
Well, no, the people try that, and the cops show up and say, "You're not allowed to do that, boy. You ain't got no freedom." I mean, how do they get that in their head that they can shove cameras down our throats and put them in rest stop bathrooms, but we're not supposed to film them?
These camera things, yeah. There's so many of those camera things out here that are even built to trick you. You know, with the leash, you know, with not leashes, not dog leash things. That's coming actually, where they're going to have cameras in parks where they will.
They already have that in Florida and in areas of England. Hey, have you heard on CNN now they're going to have their correspondents as holograms?
No.
CNN beams Star Wars technology for election night. This is the New York Observer. James Cameron, you know, is pioneering all that.
Oh, that's cool. But where?
Wolf Blitzer's show and others, they're going to have the reporter shot from 3 directions by cameras, and they'll be standing there as a hologram while he interviews them.
Wow. I mean, where do you go to see this?
CNN.
Okay, so they're just going to show them doing this. Okay.
Yeah, how will it work? CNN will be shooting with 44 cameras at each location simultaneously. 20 computers at the site combined with New York's office hardware will process and project an image into the studio. The subject will see Mr. Blitzer and other CNNers on TVs at the location so they can communicate with them properly.